So I'm really excited that I'm having Nusy here today. It's a new episode in English, as there were quite some requests for it now. We were already in touch quite a while now on Instagram, actually, because we're both loving freediving. And I'm really excited to get to know her better now. Hi, Nusy.
Hi, Merle. It's very nice to meet you. And let's have a chat. We don't know each other yet very well.
Yeah, it's a perfect situation now because now you guys can get to know us better and also we get to know us better. So it's cool.
Exactly.
Tell me more about you. Like, where you from? What's your background? Tell us more about you.
Okay, so I'm from Hungary and I used to live in Ecuador for 8 years. I just moved back 1 year ago with my Ecuadorian partner. And how I met freediving? Well, I started freediving. Actually, I started also with scuba in Ecuador in 2017,
Hmm.
and I really liked it. But then I started freediving in 2018, and I liked it, but it was just for fun for me. And I remember that I was specifically looking for um, a solution because I was also surfing and I had a bad experience when I was one time in the water and I got like big waves coming, big wipeouts, and I felt like I was very long time underwater, and it was kind of like a traumatic experience because, like I I panicked, and it was kind of like a movie scene, swallowing some water and panicking, and I didn't feel as safe, and I had this moment in my mind afterwards whenever I was going back to the water with my friends surfing, and and I heard from a friend that she was training close to where I was living in a pool, freediving. And I was very curious. Like, I didn't know it was a sport, it was what it was. And she suggested me to take a course, and I did a course, and I completely fell in love with it for the first time. Like, I tried it, and I learned a little bit, the breathing techniques and the swimming underwater and holding my breath. And I was like, wow. So I started training initially to just feel more safe in the water when surfing or whenever I was going to the beach with my friends. And but then it slowly became like more freediving, less surfing, and yeah, I just started training more and more. Started to take more courses and more coaching, and started eventually competing, and until today, like I became an instructor 3 years ago also to be able to share this experience with others. So now I teach courses too.
Hmm. That's really funny because I feel we have a really similar, similar way how to
Yeah,
come.
how did you meet freediving?
Yeah, it's I mean, since I'm 5, I was in a swimming club in Germany. So, and then I was also teaching kids how to swim because I love teaching all the time already. And then somehow then I was in the automotive business, so I didn't have much time for swimming anymore, just from time to time. But every vacation I went to surf, every vacation basically. And then it reached a point where I left the automotive business and I started my own thing. And then first I became a yoga teacher and I started
Nice.
to do my own meditation pillows. And I was helping others to do them themselves. They're like crocheted meditation pillows. And then I created my own brand. And then I did a coaching apprenticeship because I wanted to I wanted to coach others how to change their life, how to become more happy, how to find their purpose in life, how to encourage them. And then I moved to Berlin for all this. And then 2 years I was a yoga teacher there. And then a friend of mine really wanted to go with me to Portugal. And so I went with her to Portugal for 1 week. Ended up that I'm still here since 4 years now. And when I came here, I started my own coaching business online. And at the same time, I wanted to become a surf instructor. But then no surf school had any interest because they were all full. And they said, no, we have our team already. We don't need that. And then the diving school where I used to live asked me if I want to work with them. And I was like, no, I don't want to. And they were like, why? You love the ocean. And I was like, yeah, but I want to surf. And then I did a deal with them. So I did some social media for them. And in exchange, they gave me all the scuba courses. So I started with open water. And then basically they said, you do 1 day with us and then you see if you like it. And we did the 1 day and never stopped anymore. So we just stopped after 8 months because then it was a lockdown. And then I was already dive master. And then I really discovered that I love it to be underwater. That was like the best thing ever. Before I was just snorkeling always. And yeah, and then I did still my surf instructor because right when I finished with them and the lockdown happened, there was a surf instructor training around the corner. So I did that. And then I did a bit of all of it. So I was coaching all the entire time with my own business, slowly growing. And then I did some dive master work. And then I did for the next season, I was a surf instructor to try if I like it. Because I was looking actually for every kind of way to work with the ocean. And then yeah, then I figured out, okay, surf instructor is not so much my thing. And then more and more, I felt so much in love with the diving that I didn't want to that I surfed less and less actually. And then I wanted to start being in a club again, in a swimming club. And friends of mine here said, "No, you come with us in the freediving club." And then I said, okay, let's try because I've been already last year for 5 months in Asia. And I was, yeah, actually every day in the water. And we were like diving with pilot whales and with dolphins. And I always went down anyways with free diving. So then I started, I think a little bit more than a year ago in the freediving club. And then it's similar to what you said. Then without planning, we started to compete. The whole club started this year for Portugal nationals and for Indo apnea. And then I did some courses from PADI for free diving. Then I did more and more courses for safety diving. And now last weekend, no, the weekend before I was in Barcelona, also did a course there in the water. And now I do my AIDA and now it's totally escalating.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So many things at the same time. But
It's
yeah,
really funny because there's even a woman who asked me if I can do coaching with her underwater. So we also did that. She had some fears, and I figured out that I'm really good in taking the fear from people underwater because I love being in the ocean. So it's natural for me.
but they see you so calm and you show them some techniques and they can just follow it. And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean also out of experience, because that's how I also started. I feel like this is something my students often tell me, that they feel very safe with me just randomly. I don't ask them if they feel safe or not, but I try to, of course, always make them feel so. And I get that feedback a lot. And I think this is yeah, something that lots of people have, this like fear just underwater. And because it's kind of like it's an unknown situation for many, or I mean unknown what could happen. And so we fear the unknown. And when you know how it is, and you learn a little bit about the relaxation and the right techniques, then you're like, wow.
Yeah, and it's for me, it was also the thrill of like getting to know my own body capacity more, the mental capacity, body, like physical wise, because like through the free diving within the training I did now, and you're way longer in it already. So it's like I don't know, I figure out that each time my beliefs are not true. So when you believe, oh, I can't stay longer underwater, and then you realize, oh, I can stay way longer. And I
Yeah,
feel that it's doing a lot about confidence in yourself as
yeah.
well. And
And like, yeah, like basically like, the fact that the saying of the limit is only in your mind, it's a it's a sport, it's an activity that shows you again and again and again that always when you think that, oh, it seems impossible, then with some work and some training, suddenly you just do it and you repeat it and you do it again and you keep going on. And it's amazing what we're capable of, like so much more than we think sometimes, no? And I think that is something that also made me fall in love with it. I think like this feeling that I haven't felt in never in other sports. I used to do other sports like like surfing, diving, even like team sports like handball when I was small, and other endurance kind of sports. But it's very unique in this aspect, like freediving,
for
like the
sure.
mental part and like this.
Mental, the connection with the water, the connection with the nature if you're in the ocean, and also
Yeah.
being able to be underwater with the animals. That's for me, that was actually that was my biggest motivation, because it was my dream for 7 years to swim with humpback whales. So I thought, okay, if I do the freediving training, I'll be super prepared to be underwater with them.
I mean, of course, it does
Yeah.
have it enhances the experience of swimming with animals by far. And so I saw you went to French Polynesia now. I was following you and I was super jealous, of course. It's a bucket list spot for me too, and for a lot of people, I guess. How was it? Tell me about it a bit.
Yeah, it was. It's hard to put it in words because it was like my biggest dream since a long time, and I even got a tattoo of a humpback whale, and I don't have any tattoos. I'm not a tattoo person normally, but yeah, it was really special because I mean, on the one hand, it's on the other end of the world. I'm in Portugal, so it's basically really on the other side of the world. So the organization was pretty exciting because of all the date changes, and yeah, like you
How
were
long does it get to go there from Portugal? Like, how was your,
36 hours more or less.
where did you have to go?
So you go to from here, you go basically somehow to either Los Angeles or San Francisco. And then I decided to start my journey in Tonga, because there's a lot of regulations, and it's really ethical wise, in my eyes, for right now, the most ethical way to swim with whales, because yeah, you have like the regulation to be just with one boat and 4 people in the water with one whale. And so for that, I need to fly from Los Angeles to Fiji's and from Fiji's to Tonga. So it was a pretty long way, but it was really amazing because I was catching up with a friend in LA who does also expeditions with lots of different wildlife animals, mostly in the water, but also on the ground, on the land. And yeah, it was pretty amazing because this feeling once you have been eye to eye, like with a humpback mom or with a baby or with an
Hard to
escort,
find something better than that. Yes.
it was pretty and I felt so calm and confident and comfortable. I thought I'm gonna cry, I'm gonna be emotional, but it felt like coming home or something. It felt really natural. And yeah, it was pretty special. And also to finally get to know more about the species itself was so interesting, about their habitat and about their behavior. And as I was like, I was so many days in the water with them that it was interesting to, yeah, you could observe their behavior. And I saw all kind of situation, like mom and a baby, mom with a baby, and an escort, which is the male. um then we saw singers, like the escorts, who like males who are basically singing to attract the female, which was crazy because the whole body vibrated. um we saw like a big group of 8 male humpbacks, they were swimming underneath us, which was incredible. Everywhere where we looked, there was another one coming. And I was like, oh my God. And I
And
was
with
like,
that water clarity that
yeah.
is over there, it's another level.
It was really special and see the differences of I went also to Tahiti and Moorea also to swim with the humpback whales, and they had totally different behavior over there. I mean, they all come from the Antarctic to mate and give birth in that areas, but they come to different times. Like in Tonga, they're earlier, and then they come later on to Tahiti and Moorea, so the babies are smaller there. So the moms are more protective. The males are reacting differently. So yeah, it was really special and really interesting because yeah, I'm really love the underwater life, and for me it was all like magical, really
The
magical.
dream that even got tattooed.
Yeah, that got already tattooed 2 years ago because it was in my mind
Ah,
for a
okay.
long time.
So you manifested it, like there
Yeah.
you go.
Yes.
Very
And
nice.
also we were the reef tip sharks like mantas, and then in the very end, when I stopped in Fiji before I came back, I went with bull sharks. So it was very, very special and
Is there any other animal on your bucket list to,
all kind of, yeah.
but
uh,
something you haven't seen maybe?
Something I would really love to be underwater. I hope my parents don't listen. Is like tiger sharks.
Ah,
Um,
okay.
would be really amazing. Then also mobula, orcas, and then the other. First of all, maybe the other type of whales, like sperm whales, are really on my list. Um, and yeah, there's a lot, so I don't know where to start. Like the whale shark itself, I haven't been with one yet. So that would be also interesting for me. And there's a lot, like I'm excited about everything in the water, anyways. But yeah,
And is there like your next bucket list spot for you where you want to go?
there's several. Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, on my bucket list, the top is French Polynesia, definitely since a while. But yeah, it's a very special place because of the whales.
I can give you quite some recommendations if you need about that. Like
Yeah, I'm sure. Even
timing, the people. I met incredible organizers over there who were really ethical wise, super good, professional locals as well. So yeah, because it's really the organization of the trip was really special because the date lines, then also every basically in Tonga, in French Polynesia, and in Fiji, because mostly you travel through Fiji or New Zealand, has different currencies. And
okay.
in Tonga, you speak English. In Tahiti and Moorea, they speak French mainly. So it was really fun. And then also from Fiji, you travel to Tahiti, you passing the date line, so it's another day. And it's crazy. Like it was really a lot of it was the most challenging organization towards a travel that I've ever done, to be honest. But it
We're
was
there for a month. For a month,
5 weeks, yeah.
5 weeks.
I
Yeah.
could have stayed way longer.
Yeah, for sure.
If I wouldn't have booked my flight back, I would have probably still be there. But yeah, yeah, it was really, really, really special. I bought the black pearls there from Tahiti.
Oh,
They are
nice.
growing them over there, and it's really something really special from over there. And I'm not a souvenir person, but they have so much beautiful stuff that it was hard to not do because they have like carved, handcrafted stuff and
Nice.
beautiful. They're really talented.
Now I'm even more excited to go there.
You should go there, yeah. No, but there's a lot of my on my list, and I mean, there's one reason why we also decided to talk today, so we come soon to that topic. But besides that, I really want to go to Uganda now to be with gorillas, and a friend
Oh,
of mine is leading an expedition to that, so that's on my list. And there's a lot of other trips where I really want to go. Like I want to go to Mauritius still, or to Mexico, to be with more underwater, yeah, more animals underwater.
Mexico is also amazing. Baja California is
Yeah,
perfect.
that's
About
that's
Mauritius as well, of course, for whales. So yeah, so
yeah,
many places to visit
a lot.
and long bucket list.
Long bucket list, getting longer and longer. So what is your like why is it for you so special to be underwater with the animals as well, or what is your main purpose for that?
Um, so there are a couple of reasons, I guess, because I also compete, so in pool, and what we talked about, like the mental challenge and the mental physical challenge and connection. It's something super special that I really like. It really makes me feel it's it's something about that kind of presence in the water and like challenging yourself to go just a little bit more, um, holding your breath when your body's on kind of a survival mode, um, and does all the adaptation for you to just stay a bit longer. um, that like feeling and yeah, it's what I really love about it. Like it's the only time when I can really be like 100% present, because yeah, we're like all day all night, we're like working and doing so many things at the same time, thinking about the past and the future, um, and work and just everyday life, and and it's very special for me. So I love the pool as well, and the feeling, the challenge aspect. But of course, for me too, like I love to travel in Ecuador. Also, there's very special marine life, and during my 8 years, I got to visit, and visit around a little bit, that area, and there is also nothing like swimming with animals for me. So it's kind of like both, like the marine life and traveling and looking for that experience, that connection also with animals, like feeling a little bit part of the underwater world, is very special. I also got to once swim with whales, and um, it's yeah, it's just so special. You know already how the feeling is. It's hard to describe.
Magical, yeah.
So I also look for that experience, and I also have projects around it to to show freediving to people as a sport, as an activity, and also to take people with me on travels, and show them like the connection in freediving with animals, and show them marine life that I know. So these are like growing projects, and yeah, I love teaching too. So yeah, I'm very happy that life like made me do all these things, because I just love to do it, and
Was
it's
it
like
was that your main like what was your main profession before? Like what from which field are you coming?
yeah, so completely different. I graduated in economics and like business management in Italy, and actually that's where I met my best friend during Italy. She was from Ecuador, so she visited me in Hungary, and I promised her that I would visit her in Ecuador. And after we graduated, I went to visit her for 2 months originally, but then I loved it so much that I just decided after 1 month that I'm going to stay for longer, and 2 months became 8 years. So yeah, so I got to, in the end, like I got also lucky there, because I mean, I quickly learned the language, learned Spanish, and that was my excuse at that time to stay there to learn the language, and and work there. And this friend of mine, she was recommending me on different companies, and I got a job in a technology, like innovation consulting company. So we were working a lot with startups, and we had an online platform to accelerate startups, to help them start out more, like, yeah, like technology companies, applications, mobile apps and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I really like that world too, actually, because, well, first of all, it allowed me to work online, and it was very nice. The company was from Miami, and their main market was South America. So they actually we had a big team from South America, everyone just working online, and also I met lots of cool people always. Um, so yeah, that's what I was doing before, and already during that time, I was, in my free time, just doing lots of outdoor activities and learning surfing, diving, free diving, and eventually, like, I it transformed into like this like when I started free diving. At first, of course, like, it wasn't my very first idea that I'm gonna become an instructor and I'm gonna travel and I'm gonna do this and that. Um, but it slowly became like a dream.
Mhm.
Like, as the more I was in the sea, the more I was free diving, the more I was spending time with people who did the same. It became like a dream to one day, I'm going to um, become an actual free diver and maybe compete, maybe not. But I always had this idea also, like, to be able to share it with people. So yeah, then the pandemic came, so it was also like, everyone was suddenly online, trying to connect with others, learn new things, and stuff like that. So that's when I decided that I also started sharing some tips for kind of like beginner free divers to what I'm doing at home. Maybe it's gonna help you too. And so I started liking that a lot, to share tips, and that's how the idea came to become actually like an instructor, to learn how to teach effectively. And so the next year I traveled to Mexico to to my course, freediver instructor course. And it's funny, I just met my friends who I did the same instructor course with 3 years ago. I just met them now in Italy on a trip, and we're going to see each other in a week in Kalamata, where we're going to do we're going to be on deep week, and there's also the world championship there, um, for deep diving. So it's going to be very exciting.
So you're gonna be part of it already, like the World Championship?
Not the world championship. I'm going to deep week with these guys. It's for those who maybe don't know, it's a deep camp. So it's lots of international people coming into this camp to train or to do courses. Adam Stern is organizing it. He's an Australian well-known freediver, and there are, of course, many instructors needed because it's a big camp. So I'm going as an instructor. Some of my friends go as participants, and it's a lot of fun. And it's in the same place during the World Championship, so there will be lots of professional divers also giving workshops on the deep camp, deep week it's called. Um, and yeah, I'm just going as an instructor, and I'm very excited to also meet many deep divers who are going to compete on the World Championship.
Amazing. Yeah, that's beautiful. So is it like basically your full-time job now, like your main job?
Yeah, so it became my main job 2 years since, no, yeah, close, 1.5 years, yes, more or less. Before that, I was also doing it, but kind of on the side. Um, and since a little bit before, since I moved back to Hungary, it was already my full-time job. Um, because I mean, everything just came together like this. Like, it felt like the right time to make it, to work towards courses and free diving and online courses and training, because the company where I was working at, I was working there for quite a long time, 5 6 years, I think. And I really liked it, and it was pretty flexible. But you know, you get to a point that you like, especially working with startups and seeing people like realizing their dream to work for themselves at some point. I also kind of started to play with the idea like it would be nice, you know, at some point to work for myself and do my own project. And um, and so there was a time in the at the company where it was just the ideal moment because um, I kind of like find myself in a spot that you know you either change to keep developing yourself in an area, or kind of like I needed to change to develop
Mhm.
because it was like a bit stuck in the in that level where I was. I kind of like couldn't really go upper there at the company, and I really wanted to, yeah, kind of my like start doing working for myself. So we said goodbye, and I started to do focus more on freediving courses, and also I started working a bit closer together with my partner Carlos. He's a videographer and photographer, also underwater. He's also a freediver, and he we started to like work together in each other's projects and help each other in whatever we needed. So he also kind of needed sometimes help on the productions he had with his projects. I also sometimes needed a hand with the courses, um, and we also started to play with ideas how to connect the two and create new projects. So so yeah, it was kind of like natural transition from the typical job to like working on my own projects, which is not always easy, you know already. It's like you expect not you don't expect to work less or anything, but it's just like 24/7. It's like you really are always working, and sometimes you have really like your ups and downs and everything, especially at the beginning. Um, but in the end, I'm very happy where I am to be able to share freediving and travels with people, and like try to give them a little bit, um, like to, yeah, maybe everyone. I mean, there's so many people who come to courses or wants to try freediving for different reasons, right? Everyone has their reasons, so I always try to get that information at the beginning and try to show them that aspect of freediving, and and I think it's a very yeah, I just love to do it. I try to make people feel comfortable outside of their comfort zone and trying to like give them a new experience, and it's very nice and very necessary sometimes
Yeah.
with living all this fast
I
life.
mean, I feel it's also like just the diving itself is a transformation.
And
Like,
water itself, right? Like just swimming, even like you know, it's a different environment completely that we can adapt to in a short time in free diving and diving and swimming, and it's um, it's a special place. I
for
love it.
sure, yeah. That's amazing. And I mean, you were already talking a little bit about it by the side, but you already have a bigger project with your partner, a bigger expedition. Maybe you want to share more about that one.
Yes, I mean it's kind of new project, not so new. We have already done like some versions of it, but not so officially. Finally, it became like a proper plan and project this year, and we're going to do expeditions. We are doing expeditions now to Galapagos. The best season there is January, February, March. So we're going to do it every year now. Galapagos is a very special place for marine life. You know, it's part of Ecuador. It's going to be the first. I mean, it's a place we know very well, of course. We've been there many times. We have local friends there. So we decided to launch it officially this year. And we're going to take in January, February, three groups. And after, the bigger picture is to launch more expeditions in different parts of the world. So
Mm-hmm.
actually now we've just been to also Maldives to explore a little bit, and it's also a very special place for marine life. So we're considering that. You also mentioned Mexico. We have also done one expedition there 2 years ago in Baja California, and it's wow, like it's one of the hot spots, of course, for marine life. But actually, in Mexico, the expedition we're considering, it's more free diving oriented in the cenotes. I don't know if you have heard about it. There's in Yucatan, there's beautiful cenotes. It's where I also did my courses, my level three master freediver, and then my instructor course later on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in love with cenotes. They are so beautiful, and of course it can be connected with some other experiences there in Mexico with some marine life. So so yes, that's the project, and of course my partner Carlos, as I mentioned, he's a videographer, and he does short films and like small documentary kind of material, and he's also a free diver. He shoots amazing underwater. We're going to do this plan for from next year on. So yes.
So, if for everyone is listening right now, and probably most listeners are from Europe, if they're excited now to get to know more about your trips, I mean, I'm gonna share your profile on the show notes, anyways. But if someone in Europe thinks now, wow, I would love to come, but I don't have a free diving license yet, or oh, it's so far, how can I go there? Like, what's your advice to them? Like, what can you tell them? Because for me, it's like, I know it's everywhere, these places are quite far from Europe, but still, I can say that it's so worth it because I mean, just when you tell about that, I'm getting excited as well. Like for me, this like adventures like that are something that you will never forget in your entire life anymore because these animal encounters, actually the whale, I'm already like now getting a bit off topic again, but this whale encounter helped me to stay 30 more seconds underwater in statics just instantly. Like after the trip, instantly I improved 30 seconds longer underwater because I just visualized that feeling and that picture in my head with the eye to eye encounter with the mom and the calf. And it makes me stay longer underwater. And
It's
also I realized I came back and I'm so empowered again. I was a bit sleepy before in terms of, oh, I want to get out again, getting on an adventure. And so I can say that it also makes a lot with yourself confidence wise and realizing like there's so much out in this world which has to be discovered. It would be a pity to not to, I think. And especially with people that are like-minded, that are also caring about the ocean, about the nature. So because for me that's a really important thing to be with people that are that know how to be with the animals, that are not chasing them but waiting, because in freediving you don't do much bubbles. I mean, with the humpbacks, you're even swimming. You don't even free dive; it's forbidden. So they're coming towards you. You don't need to do anything. Energy does it all. Like when you're the positive vibe, they feel and they come. But what would you say to Europeans that are maybe listening right now, or maybe there's also other countries now listening? But what would you tell them if they're in doubt or if they're like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. You guys are talking about it, but I'm different. So what would you give them for an advice?
I mean, so for the expeditions, it's not a requirement to have a freediving certificate, but it's very recommended. So I always say like try freediving, go take a course. It's gonna help you to learn like the basics. Generally, if um, if you like marine life and you don't want to just like stay on the surface, and you want to take more advantage of these trips, you're going to enjoy it much more if you can do a little bit, spend a little bit of time underwater. Um, and yeah, so I would recommend to take a course, look for an instructor in your area, and try it, and you're gonna love it for sure. So this always helps for these trips. Yeah, it's not a requirement. As for us, um, what's required is to be confident swimmer in open water, because I mean Galapagos, we there are certain spots and areas where we're swimming in quite like open water areas, um, and that is for sure like a requirement to feel safe in open water. um, and what else I can think of? Well, after the course, I mean, it's you know, if you love traveling, it's just do it. It's not that difficult actually to get to, for instance, Galapagos. They seem so far away, but you know, from Madrid you have direct flights to Ecuador or to basically any country, or from Amsterdam. Um, as for like the length of the trips over there, it's like 20 hours, 18, 20 hours. And honestly, what you said, it's really worth it, like to go to these places. I also feel always when I do these trips, it's like it's really priceless experiences. And doing it with like-minded people, like you said, that's why also the idea of the expedition is like to, you know, many people travel on their own. It's also nice. I have done it, but it's even better if you are with a small group of people who are like you and they love swimming with animals and know about a little bit about conservation and know about like how these trips work. And maybe actually now so far most of the groups are freedivers. Again, there are some people who are not, but it's always nice to share with a small team like that these kind of trips and make those connections together in nature and also in between us as a group. So I always recommend these kind of expeditions, you know, anywhere you go, because usually who people who organize these trips, you will probably go with people who are like-minded, and it's always like it enhances the experience also.
In your eyes, what are the like highlights regarding that Galapagos trip, especially?
So Galapagos, it's a protected national park, right, and a marine reserve, and there are only three inhabited islands, and also pretty regulated. Everything is regulated, you know, like where boats can be on what day, what hour. It's also super regulated, and I really like those kind of places when they are really like working on the protection of those areas, and it's also the reason why actually animals stay there a lot. It's not allowed to feed them anywhere on the island. Everyone who goes on the expedition, of course, will there's always a briefing where you learn a little bit about how to act around animals and how to interact with them, because there's a lot of animals around. So it's what I love about Galapagos. It's like as soon as you arrive on the island, it's you feel like in National Geographic. Like there are sea lions everywhere, iguanas everywhere, um, so many different kinds of birds. There's turtles, different kinds of sharks when you go a little bit inside to explore. Pretty much any animal can come around. Of course, dolphins, different kinds of rays. It's just like so much life in and outside the water. Like you go to some beaches and it's like so many sea lions that you don't know where to put your towel. Like, you know, it's so special in that sense, and they are used to seeing humans, and because it's regulated and it's super like protected and well organized, um, animals stay there and they don't, I mean, they could just go, to another island. They could go somewhere else, but they decide to stay there and to interact with people. So um, yeah, it's a very special place for me because of that, because you really feel like I'm in with these animals here and they accept me, and you feel like part of nature there more than other places maybe for me. So and really, like, there's so many surprises there also. I mean, a few days ago, the spot where we're always going, they just saw orcas going around. Every week there's no news about it. Carlos actually had the opportunity to see them um, when they were going from one island to the other, and it's so special. So that's also one of my dreams. I know they are around Galapagos. You need to be a bit lucky. You always need to be lucky to see animals in these spots, right? Because if they come to, they come to. They don't, they don't. But that's the exciting part, right, of expeditions. Like, you never know, and when you get to see them because they are there, and it's like the right moment, right time, and the stars align, like that moment had to happen, and so it's very special this way.
Amazing, yeah. So, what are the bigger animals that could be, I mean, expected in terms of if they're around in that?
Yeah. So there's a special spot where we almost always can see hammerhead sharks, so Galapagos hammerhead sharks, Galapagos sharks, which are like super nice and they can be found many times, like eating in the school of fish. There's always school of fish around in that specific area where we always visit. Um, and this school of fish is usually full of like black tip sharks and Galapagos sharks and sea lions kind of eating and playing at the same time. Um, there are sea turtles, again, hammerhead sharks. They can be like, they usually move in schools. So in Galapagos, this is common to see the hammerhead sharks in schools. And then again, if you're lucky, like from bigger animals, orcas, dolphins, bottlenose and dolphins. And in whale season, so January, February is not really whale season. The whale season in Ecuador is from June to October, when the water is also a bit colder, right, and a little bit more like murky. But it's also nice season, so then you can also see humpback whales. They also go there to mate and to give birth. So you see a lot the mother with the calf. I think those probably. And then there have been, like, again, you can pretty much see anything. I've seen not long ago people taking photos of whale shark too. So so yes, I think all those animals.
Then, I mean, the turtles, like on land, right?
Ah, yeah, the giant turtles. Yes, the giant Galapagos turtles. So every island has them and they are a little bit different. So what's also special about Galapagos is that all these species are endemic species and they are only in Galapagos, right? That's why many of them are called like Galapagos lizard, Galapagos shark, Galapagos sea lion, right? So it's they are like a specific species kind of those animals that only live there. Yeah, one of my favorite things is just the sea lions. They are so playful and they are everywhere, and I get excited to see them. Like, I just never get bored of them. They
Amazing.
are so
Yeah.
nice.
It's funny because yesterday a friend of mine called me and said, "Hey, Merle, we have in the harbor a seal right now in the Algarve, which is absolutely not common." And also last days they saw a humpback whale, which is also rarely happening here. So
Yeah,
it's going crazy a little bit, I have to say.
yeah. But you also have in Portugal, in the Azores, you have like bigger animals, right? Or
In the storage, there's a lot of all kind of different whales. It's not allowed to swim with them over there,
okay,
just with dolphins and just with the company itself. You can go with the dolphins in the water, but not with the whales. But here in the Algarve, the water is pretty cold, so it's not that common. And we had like, I think this summer there was also a humpback coming from Italy around here. And now again, like a single humpback, and it's supposed to not be really big because it's just stayed 10 minutes underwater. I'm not a marine biologist, unfortunately, yet, so let's see. But I know that the bigger humpbacks, they stay up to 20 minutes underwater because they stay way longer to breathe. And the younger the animal is, the quicker it has to come up to breathe.
yeah,
So yeah, I don't know. I'm not a marine biologist again, so I can't explain this behavior, but it's really, yeah, it's a bit crazy because seals are not supposed to be in this area. Also, humpbacks are not common here. We have fin whales sometimes, or gray whales, a lot of all kind of dolphins, and sometimes there were also orcas around here now, and we have the big moonfish, which mola mola, I think.
mola mola, yes, 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 yes.
Um,
Have you seen?
yeah,
Have you seen them?
from outside is a funny one because it comes up to the
Yeah,
surface to warm itself up, and it was in the middle of a group of dolphins, so it was just having this flappy fin. And it was really
they're
funny
funny looking.
because first we didn't even see it. It was like a group of dolphins, and then we recognized, oh, there's a moonfish in the middle of it, and it was really funny. Um, but yeah, so yeah, it sounds pretty amazing. And so everyone that listens right now, it's worth it to have a look at Nusy's homepage and also Instagram profile, because there these expeditions, I can really say it's so much worth it because it changed, like, actually when I came back now from this big trip from French Polynesia and Fiji's, I realized like, wow,
You're
I've
another
been
person,
traveling.
you know? It's kind
Yeah, I
of,
feel different, and also I feel like I traveled a lot already in my life to more than 23 different countries and stuff. And I'm traveling a lot anyways all the time. But now I feel like, wow, I saw so little of this entire world still. There's so many incredible places to discover, and the people I met all over the way, they were like going to so many other different amazing places that they were telling me about. That was like, oh my God, like I need to see all of it now. And it's just beautiful because you're connecting with the nature more again. You're getting to know different cultures. Your horizon is opening up. You get a different understanding about, yeah, people. I think you value your own life and everything what you're having way more, I believe.
yeah, the little things, honestly.
I
Like,
saw a lot of things in Fiji. There's villages living so far out of the civilization. They have to go 1.5 hours by boat just to go to a supermarket. The moms and the kids are just staying there, and the men are getting going out, doing the work and coming back, and they are so happy. I never saw a population that was so much smiling than the Fijian people
yeah,
over there.
you know, it's something I also felt living in Ecuador too. Like, um, just the general happiness level is different living close to the ocean and and yeah, I felt like this warmth of people, like so welcoming and so nice and so special, honestly. Like I also started to, I think, see life a little bit differently and what matters, what doesn't matter, differently. Um, and especially now being back in Europe again, I feel like it completely changed me in for the better. Like I feel like literally these kind of experiences sometimes like literally make you a better person
Yeah.
and may help you, you know, like also the connections you make on the way, you never know um, what comes out of it. I have had so many times like crossing path with people long time ago and now again and you know like even sometimes getting into projects together. So it's like it's very special. I really, if there's one advice I would give to people is to like really try to travel as much as you can. And I know it's not always easy because places are far. Financially, sometimes it's not easy, but I think when you put it like, kind of, I don't want to use like manifest it because it sounds like, you just leave it for like you just let it be, because of course you have to like work for it. But I think it's also like, what do you prioritize, in your life? Like, of course, if you want to travel like this, you have to kind of like prioritize it, like, I want to have this experience because I know that this is gonna give me back so much. So of course, like, sometimes you choose to live a simpler life generally, and you look for these experiences and those people to share with. So yeah, I think traveling is uh, something that everyone should do and look for and seek.
Thing is also like that a lot of people think that it's really expensive, but it depends if you are able to.
Ah, yeah.
Obviously, not every person is able to work from wherever they want to, but if you're able to take your work with you, working online, remotely, there's so many options in this daily life to work somehow remotely. And then staying longer, renting an apartment, not through the usual touristic sites, but through Facebook groups, connecting with the locals and stuff.
Exactly.
Stayed last year 5 months in Asia. I know Asia is different because it's cheap to go for food and stuff, but still like I was actually spending less money than in Portugal when I
Yeah,
was
yeah, totally.
there.
Um,
And I
it's
had
this.
so many clients. It was like crazy. I was working way more than in Portugal actually. And all my expenses were already totally like met, and I was even earning more money there because I had more clients as here. Um, so there are always options, and I mean that's also something that we do in my coaching, because yeah, like if there's a will, there's a way always. And as you
Exactly.
said, it's about priorities. And even I even believe that people with kids could also do it. I mean, of course, it's different. You have to pay more if you have a family already and stuff. But still, I believe if you really want it, there's always a way. And I think that's what's so unique about the freediving itself as well, because when you realize that your mind is the only challenge that you're having in your life, and that you are capable of changing it, and that the beliefs you're putting yourself and the limits are also just put them yourself, so then you're also able to change them. And I think that's the incredible thing about it, why freediving, meditation, and like coaching and everything is that comes into that direction is so unique, because you can decide which life you're gonna live and
Exactly.
which direction you want to go. So yeah, it's I fully agree on what you're saying. And
Exactly.
yeah,
Yes.
beautiful.
Me too. Yeah.
Nice.
Great topics. I love
Yeah, me too. I would
talk
love
about
to
these
go
topics
deeper. Yes.
all
It's
day
and
on that.
it's just so cool because I feel that every person that I'm meeting in the freediving world, let's say, or not just freediving, everyone who's open for wildlife or like stuff like that is talking eventually about energy and universe.
Uh-huh.
It's really special because actually it's like that. Everything is connected. The moon, the sun, like the tides. Even women are getting their periods sometimes aligned to the moon, full moon or new moon or
Yeah, or each other
yeah.
also. We spend
And
more time together.
exactly. So it's like, I mean, it's basically that I feel that it's a connection instantly. I mean, we didn't even know each other before, and
Yeah.
I felt a big pull to text you, and then yeah, like it slowly became more and more in touch, and I'm pretty sure we see each other in real life soon
Yeah,
somehow as well.
exactly.
And it's a cool bubble, and I mean, people are craving for connection everywhere. Community is really important. So yeah, I can highly recommend having a look at Nusy's page and have a look. And also, I just remembered that when you were talking about all the different kinds of sharks, I'll have an interview soon with a shark expert who lives in Morea and was also
Wow.
part of a documentary already, which is on Disney Plus, National Geographics and stuff. So I'm really excited for that one already as well, because I really would love to spread this awareness that sharks, yes, it's a wildlife, a wild animal. Yes, it's dangerous, but we are more dangerous than sharks. It's something that is really important for me as well, because now I have been with the bull sharks, and obviously it's an experience where, yeah, I mean, it's not in a cage, but still I felt so safe. And they do that since 25 to 30 years in Fiji's. And I felt super safe. And obviously I was way more nervous than before of the whales, but it's something that I would also really love to have a deeper talk about. So that is also coming next. And so, yeah, it's worth it to follow
I'm
the podcast.
excited for that one.
And
Yes. I also think that it's much needed to educate people on these topics, right? Because we think they are monsters and they are not. They're so amazing animals, and they have such a crucial role in the ecosystem um, of the oceans. And I'm very excited for that. I also always look for these kind of talks and podcasts about, just also educating myself about it, and the best way to interact with them. I haven't had the chance to dive with them like this close, as in bull sharks or tiger sharks, but it's but I'm sure I will, because it's also one of my dreams. Yeah, they ask me too a lot, like, oh, aren't you scared in Galapagos hammerhead sharks and Galapagos sharks and all these like different kinds of sharks? It's so weird. Like, not at all. Like, actually, I'm happy if they stay a bit close and they don't go away, because I recommend people taking maybe a beginner freediving course, because you learn a little bit to be calm underwater and swim nicely underwater and not like, move too much the water. It's incredible how safe you feel for many reasons, which you learn on the way, like why you don't have to be afraid. We'll leave that topic for 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 your podcast and for professionals to talk about it in more detail. But it's
But
very
it's
interesting.
true. It's all about respect. It's all about respecting their habitat. It's not our habitat, it's theirs. Same as
Exactly.
with humpbacks. Always go with people who are experts. Don't just go and try yourself. I think that's really important. With the
Always
free
keep this.
diving, never go alone. Always go with a buddy. Always do a course before. I really highly can recommend that as well. And also regarding the animals, the same. Like it's same as if you go in another culture. You also inform yourself before you check what's important in their world, and you just respect. And then it's an honor if they're coming closer. And obviously, you have to know how to behave. You just don't go
Exactly.
alone with
And then
anyone like
once,
that. So
yeah, and once you know how to behave, like, they will come to you because they will feel your energy. And I always felt like that. Like, I always try to like really be like super positive, and like I I always cherish those experiences and moments so much when they decide to come to you. And yeah, it's very special.
it is. Amazing. It was a beautiful talk. I'm really
Yeah.
happy that we finally made it now. And yeah, so everyone that listened, feel free to follow the podcast, have a look in our sites, and also give us a 5-star review for the show. And yeah, thank you so much, Nosy.
Thank you for the invitation, and I hope to see you very soon in person.
For sure.